to sing one day. New, 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 everything new, new, new. Whew. Another day, another dollar. As usual. On my way to the job. Time to make the donuts or whatever they say. Yeah. It's about that time, people. Oh, let me hurry up before this little train comes. Oh, yeah. What is this? I don't even know the day. That's crazy. Happy Saturday. Hope all is well around the world. And everything is going well for each and every one of you. If you've been here before, you already know I am headed to work. Because that's what I do. I work, okay? I work, I sleep, and I work. That is not my life, but that's what it is for now. That's not what it's going to be. I'm looking forward to having a couple of days off again, which is bittersweet because when you're off for a couple of days, it's hard to get started back up, you know. After the Christmas holiday, well, Saturday before Christmas was my last day at work, and I didn't go back until Friday. Man, you talk about hard to get started. It was one of them things I had to play it like mind over matter. You got to do this 7 to 5:30, and you're going to do it well. So get going. Hello. I can't read because I'm driving, but welcome. I hope that you come in peace. Just taking a ride out to Amazon, where I do one of my many activities in my life. One stream of my income. I am really adamant about having 7 streams of income in 2025. And I can say if I do it the way I'm supposed to do it from where I am right now, I would go into 2025 with 5 streams. Yeah, so that means I need to find 2 more things I want to do when I grow up. And I'm pretty sure as I'm doing the other things, then most likely it will tie in some kind of way. There'll be another opportunity for me to gain revenue. If nothing else, I'm not trying to play about my money this coming year. And not that I'm playing now, but it's more about legacy, you know, at this point. So I need to start getting that money to come when I'm asleep. You know, that's what I'm interested in. Making that money while I'm asleep and doing a bunch of beautiful women's hair. That's my life, you know. I am Big Sherry. You're a short hair specialist, okay? Let's not forget. I'm pretty excited about the coming year with my hair business because, like, I mean, if you've been here before, you know I've had to go through multiple steps to be able to get to the point where I could really focus on it. So here I am, and that's what I was thinking about before I left home today. Like, the time is now, you know. It's not last year, it's not back there, it's not over there. It's like now. The time is now for the new, you know. Everything new. Like, I don't care if I do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to do it a new way. Especially if it's something that didn't work. Luckily, I don't have well, I ain't gonna say I don't have too many things that didn't work, but I don't have too many things that I want to revisit that didn't work. You know, that's when you're operating outside of true clarity, and you start trying to do a lot of things, and sort of like throwing a lot of stuff against the wall and hoping that something sticks. And that's definitely not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take a survey of what I've learned from failures, what I've noticed that works and what I've noticed that didn't work, and you know, kind of use what works and lose what doesn't. You know, I'm in a whole new city, whole new state, so it's almost like I get to have a level playing field with my hair business, you know. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be doing a lot of content about my hair journey on my other page, which is Meek, MEEK, did that, THAT 757. Meek did that 757. That's the page on here that I would direct you to go and follow, because as soon as I get to 50 subs, it's a go. And I need to be there within the next 2 weeks. I'm at, what, 22? Yeah, I need to get to 50 within the next week or two. The new phase in my hair business. And I was thinking earlier when I was organizing my closet space, you know, it's been, I don't know, it was therapeutic, you know, just to organize things and hang it up in the closet and find spaces for, you know, shoes, and eliminate bags that things may have been stored in, because it's been like, okay, my space is not very large, you know, and there's 3.5 of us in the household. And I say 3.5 because one of the little ones is only there 2 weeks out the month. So, but they're kids, and then me by myself, I can use that whole space. But with 2 adults and 2 kids, it's like, man, I'm learning how to make things work. You know, it's like everything that you do, you can find something in it that you can apply to life, you know. Although I don't have a great space, I'm working my way through to utilize the space I have to the fullest. You know, sometimes you have to get creative in a sense, you know. But nevertheless, everything is going into place, and that closet was a huge part of my woosah on the day. Because I couldn't understand, how am I gonna get all this stuff? I'm already using the closet in the other room, so now I have to fit this other stuff in this closet. Oh man. Hey, I'm a girl, I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of clothes, and I continue to buy them. But just putting things into its proper space and getting that space into some order, it felt good, you know. It felt good. I always think about how when you're cleaning your home, and you know, you're in your living room and your couch and everything is, you know, your living room is set up the way you got it set up, and you know, when you straighten up day to day or every other day, however you have to do in your home, you know, tidy up, neaten up the pillows, vacuum the floor, you know, things like that. And I always wondered why, like, okay, you'll clean up, you vacuum everywhere on the carpet or whatever, and then you move the couch, right? and you vacuum under the couch. There's nothing under the couch, but you vacuum under the couch because there's carpet under the couch. Okay, so now when you move that couch back in place, to me, it always seemed so much cleaner. And that was kind of the effect I had earlier when I was cleaning that closet. It's like, sometimes it's not necessarily what you see that causes things to be out of order. It's the things that you don't see, the things that are behind closed doors, the things that are under the bed. We think that we're hiding things, well, I ain't got nowhere to put this, so I'm just gonna slide it under the bed, Yeah, that's a good idea, but then you're always wondering, like, why does it still feel cluttered in here? You don't see anything, bed straight and nice, pillows on fleek, but yet still your space still feels funny, and I come to realize that it's all a part of the total cleaning process. Although you can't see anything under that couch, you need to vacuum under that couch. Although you can't see anything when those closet doors are shut, it still needs to be in order. Although we can't see what's going on the inside of us or on the inside of another person, if we don't clean those things up, it might look all good on the outside, but there's still going to be something wrong, There's still going to be something out of place that maybe we're not dealing with, maybe we're not handling. I thought about, how our body is a temple, and those things that we hide in little pockets and in little corners that we push down, and, we dress up every day and we go on about our business as if, but yet we're dealing with, maybe stress from bills, stress from a relationship, marriage or whatever, job. Some of us will never know what a person carries, but after a while, sometimes that takes a toll on you, and you may notice that person, or you may look in the mirror and see, man, I look a little tired, I got some bags under my eyes. I'm not sleeping well. Although I went to sleep, I'm not sleeping well. I'm not resting. After a while, it just depends on what it is. If we don't deal with those things that are hidden, those things that are unseen, those things that we are trying to hide, then eventually you'll see it on the outside. And how that will be, I don't know. I'm sure it's different for everyone. Some people get to the place where they keep so much stuff hidden, bottled up, that hey, the hair starts falling out. Some people lose weight, some people get to eating and they gain weight. It's always going to be something that eventually shows up on the outer parts of things, And yeah, I got all that from straightening out that closet, because once I did it, there was so much peace in the room. Like I said, the door will be closed, everything's neat, vacuumed nicely, but it still didn't feel calming, I guess, in a sense. I can't really say what it didn't feel like. All I know is something was, off. And that's what happens with clutter. When you have a lot of clutter on the inside, you're never really fully operating to your fullest potential. You're always a little off. You may second guess, you may doubt. It's like so many things happen before you can physically see it. I believe that the hidden things that begin to wear on our mental capacity is what ends up being visible to others after we've reached a certain point, So, I'm like this, when you declutter, whether it's your home, whether it's your mind, whether it's your heart, your soul, your spirit, when you declutter, you're now open to receive peace, to receive that calm you need, to have clarity of things that you're working on. Maybe you've been frustrated and haven't been able to complete something that you've been trying to do. It could very well be your closet in your living room, It doesn't always have to be something on the inside of you, but your home is where you live, Or maybe your desk at work is out of whack. All this stuff is connected to us, I remember my mother used to tell us to clean up our room, and that was our go-to, boys. Throw some stuff under the bed. She ain't gonna see it, just cover up. But now, as an adult, I see why that was not a good idea, because it still wasn't clean. You just couldn't see it, you know? And that's how a lot of us live. We may not be doing the worst, and some of us may be, but you can't see it because you pushed it under the rug. You hid it in a place in your heart that nobody can get to. You know, imagine how many doors haven't opened because we can't open. Forget the door. I can't even open up to the fact that this door has opened to me because of what I'm carrying on the inside of me, what I'm needing to rid myself of, what I'm needing to let go of. And I think that's the case with many people, not just myself, you know. I believe that each and every one of us would take on the world if we could, except for we're not designed to do so, you know. So eventually taking on the world by yourself, and oh, she saved you, buddy, because the popo was right there and you was trying to get it. Yeah, you better be happy that vet was right there. But we can't, you know what I mean? We all, you know, if it takes a village to raise a child, what do you think it takes for us adults? Okay, think you don't need help. Think you can just keep on tucking it away and keeping on going. You're going to be on the road to a breakdown. And that's what I'm deciding today, that I shall not have any type of breakdown. I don't want to break down in my mental. I don't want to break down in my physical. I don't want to break down in my business ideas. I don't want to break down in anything that I can prevent by keeping myself clear and free. You know, and I believe that the way that we accomplish that is through prayer, and also through dealing with stuff, you know. But I think that praying is key to helping us to understand how to deal with things, to know what we need to put down, what we should no longer. And a lot of us love to pray and ignore the answers, you know. How about in 2025, versus making some resolution, we are more mindful of the things that we pray for, and we're actually paying attention to when they're actually answered. You know, instead of thinking that they're never being answered, understand that just because you prayed for something and you expected it to look one way, that maybe it doesn't look like that, but that prayer was answered, you know. He answered in the way that was best for you, that was going to help you going forward. It ain't always what we think, you know. God knows best, and he wants best for us. So therefore, if I'm praying, I'm going to imagine that my prayers are simple compared to what God would have for me, you know. So if I ask for 2 little things, he's probably looking at me like, why are you asking for these 2 little things when I got 7 big ones over here? That's just, you know, that's just the way of looking at things. But you understand, you know, new, that's all I know, is to do things new. You know, if you haven't been having those moments, I don't care if you have to go to therapy to declutter. It's a thing, you know. There's nothing wrong with therapy. It's been this huge stigma about, especially in African American community, about going to therapy. You know, back in the day, therapy equaled you're crazy. But imagine how many people had the support to go and get that therapy, then the things that are now cluttering them on the inside may not have been. Maybe they could have solved some of those problems before adulthood or before that first business, when they didn't realize that because certain things that they carried on the inside that they didn't work out through life was going to hinder their process in a way that prevented them from doing a lot of things that they set forth to do. I don't think that every failure is just because you messed up. I think some failures are because we were ill-equipped, that we didn't handle certain things and we didn't realize that it would affect us in certain areas. So because we lacked the ability to even understand and focus and be clear on what we were doing, we dropped the ball on some things, you know. My first salon, I was in a partnership and everything was great, you know, until that one day I kept hearing, "Get out of here," and I'm like, okay, Lord, I think that you might be mistaken. Yeah, this is me. This is my shop. Like, no, you mean leave it? You know, like, and you know, you get that little voice that tell you to do something and it makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, it was one of those things. And I think that if I had been more clear about the things that I was dealing with, I would have understood that being in that business, although it felt good, it looked good, it wasn't good for me because I had things that I needed to deal with personally in order to be a good businesswoman. It wasn't clicking for me, you know, and it was one of those things where I had to step out of it. And luckily I was with a person that understood, you know. It wasn't no fight, it wasn't no love lost. It was very much understood, because like I said, when you hold things on the inside, because I held on for dear life to my business. When I tell you I held on, I lost all this crazy weight, my hair was thin, man, but I just couldn't understand why I had to let this go. Was it something else I could do? But me not realizing, people were looking at me like, what's wrong with her? Is she okay? She's not herself. She's not the same. Because of those things that I hadn't dealt with on the inside, and because I was being disobedient to the voice of God, it started to take a toll on my body. And that's kind of how I was saying, like, when things aren't cleaned up inside, eventually it's going to show on the outside. And that's the way it manifested in my life in that particular situation, you know. I was not healthy, you know. I ate, I did everything, but I just wasn't healthy. And if I had to think now, what was it I had to deal with? I had health issues that I didn't really realize that I had, like, to the point where at any moment I could have been up out of here, you know. But thank God I found doctors that actually detected the culprit that had me just so messed up, you know. I didn't have the energy for a business. I didn't have the strength for a business. So without the energy and strength, how much, it was like, once I had the great idea, I wrote out a badass business plan, the name, the logo, everything was perfect, but I was no good beyond that. I would go in and do hair and go home, pay the bills, you know. I didn't have any enthusiasm about the business. I was just there. All those ideas that were in the beginning was kind of like missing. I didn't throw them away. They were just missing. But like I said, my body was fighting for something else. Jamaica was fighting for this business, but my body was fighting for its life. And because I didn't know that I was dealing with something on the inside, I was about to be Audi 5000. And it still would be years before I got the relief that I needed, you know, to be in a better space health-wise. Literally opened up another business before all that was solved. Once again, I had a great idea, you know. I'm not supposed to have a business partner yet. This one was great. I did all the work myself, and I did the floors and the walls, and I couldn't find nobody to help me. And I was like, I was doing all this work. Me, this little 5'2" woman. Now, when I needed electrical or plumbing or whatever, I found somebody to do it. But it just never really took off. Beautiful salon. I was doing good. I just couldn't find people to work. You need people to fill your booth to be able to pay those bills, because trying to maintain a business in your home is like, yeah. Anyway, but in this instant, the portion of that business that was most important was the fact that I had to do everything myself. That I figured I didn't have what I needed to get a wood floor. What's an alternative? I went on YouTube. I found a floor that I could do, a paper bag floor. It looked dope. Okay, I'm gonna try this. 1,300 square feet. Me. I done went and picked out my paint. I went in there, y'all, put anointing oil in my paints. I wrote scriptures all over the wall and the floor, because it was gonna be, yeah. And I believe my business was blessed, but I think I stepped out on my own free will. But in the process, I learned how strong I was. I learned that I'm capable of doing anything that I put my mind to. I had nights where I was so tired. I was in there trying to just like, well, let me just get to this point on this floor and then I could go home. And I would be at that very last little corner and something would come over me and I'm in there. And I tell y'all, I listened to more sermons and worship music in this time. That's the thing that helped me push through, And there were nights where I cried and I was laying the floor and I'm just like, oh God, what have I done? What have I got myself into? Like, I would call my dad. He was still living at the time, and I would tell him like, Dad, I'm doing a shop, and I'm like, it's so hard. But I would never let him know how I was boo-hooing. Okay? When I tell y'all, when they say blood, sweat, and tears, I would go home with knees the size of grapefruits. Cuts, bruises, back hurt. There would be times where I would go up there 2 and 3 times a day. Me and Home Depot and Lowe's was buddies. I used to call it the I can't even think what I'll figure it. Zaddyville. Yeah, that's what I called it, because them old men was up in there and I'm like, no. But I learned so much. I learned how to push even though I wanted to give up. I learned that I can do a floor. I learned that I can paint some walls. I can put together some stations, some chairs, all types of things. And I learned that even though I was tired, I learned how to push through those difficult moments. And I also learned how to call on the Lord, like, God, please, I can't do it. And I'm talking about, I ain't never seen tears come out my face like this. There are spots on that floor I know were probably super duper. You probably could walk on them things and get some healing or something. I cried big. It was just out my eyes. I'm like, I can't do it. Then I was frustrated because I'm like, why don't I have help? Why don't I have help? It strengthened my faith. It helped me to understand that God is with me no matter who ain't. It was so many revelations I got in that business that I kept it a year. And then I said, you know what? Wisdom says you got to close because you're not going to be able to maintain this yourself. And then at that point, my dad was getting more sick, so I didn't know how often I was going to be up the road and all those things. So when I gave up, it wasn't the same. It was, I got what I was supposed to get out of that situation. Man, I feel like at this point, I'm tough as nails. I'm still a woman, but I can handle most anything thrown at me. And I don't want to ever lose that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I'm built to handle what I can handle. So that means that I've always got I've always got to stay sharp on renewing my mind, renewing my heart, making sure I got on the whole armor of God, staying prayed up, staying focused. So therefore, the clutter has to go, The clutter has to go. Business is a new ending, never-ending cycle where companies are born, grow, decline, and disappear. Absolutely. And, I'm getting ready to go into a salon suite. So that's just basically that's a shop without the overhead. So I'm taking business in a different direction. I never really thought I would go into a salon suite, but I know that for what I'm trying to do here in Virginia, it's what I need, because it's like for me, I either need to be around some people that are equal in talent and skill or better. Iron sharpens iron, so we can, have that friendly competition going on. I used to work with this man. Boy, I learned how to hustle so hard when I lived in Cleveland. We would be like, oh, watch this. And we would do different curl patterns in the hair and stuff. Man, that boy pushed me. But he told me one day, he said, I ain't never met nobody can do hair better than me. And don't you ever tell nobody I told you that. I didn't know that he felt like that. But yeah, so I need to be around that, or I need to be in my own space where I could create my own atmosphere and be able to do the things that I want to do to promote my business, which is go live, do videos and, things like that. I can't do that in an atmosphere with people who are all individually different and, the background is doing one thing and y'all know how it is. I'll be copyright struck every day. So I'm here to create my own way. Oh, she called me grandma. How you know I'm about to be a grandma? I'm only 52 though. I'm not that old, babe. But I am about to be a grandma and I'm so excited. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I'm honored that you call me a grandma. Grandma about to go to work with all these young kids and make the money. I don't know. Maybe it's the glasses. Y'all think I'm about 70 or something? Or maybe you're 12. I don't know. God bless you, sweetie. Georgia Turner. God bless you. God be with you tonight. Sweet dreams for you. Hey, Cutting Edge. How are you? But yeah, man. Hey, Chill. How you doing? You make sure you go over there and follow my hair page too, y'all. I gotta get ready to get up off of here so I can get in here and clock in. I really do appreciate you guys. That hair page, once again, is Meek Did That. MEEKDIDTHAT 757 at Meek Did That 757. Please sub up, help your girl get to 50 so she can start going live before I go into the suite, so I can show my journey, so we can walk it out. Walk it out. Hey, walk it out. Oh. Grandma can. Oh. I love truth. I really do. But yeah, y'all, I appreciate you guys for rolling the work with me. It's always a pleasure. Thank you. I can see it, but I'm not sure if everybody else can see it. Remember we were saying that yesterday? But I can see the link. But hopefully, everybody that's here will come on over and join me on my hair journey, on my hair business journey. Y'all can see what I do. You know what I mean? I got them hands, right? I know if I can't do nothing else, I got you on them short hairstyles, them blowouts, that healthy hair. I ain't trying to do all that gluing and sewing and all that stuff. Been there, done that. I'm a seasoned vet, so therefore we're going to be trying to keep your hair on your head or grow it back and have you looking flawless and help you feel, have a little feel good. I'm thinking of something like sometimes doing like a hair and conversations, or I don't know. I have to come up with some more catchier names, but that's the gist of it. I want it to be an experience. No, I won't be able to do that with every client, but for those that I can, I want to make it an experience for not only them but also for my audience. Yeah, engage, as they say on TikTok. Listen, I done been to happy hour, had me some food. I'm about to go in here and I guess do some work, huh? I got this fingernail. I posted that clip before I left the house and forgot. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Just listen, guys. If there's things that you're holding on to or things you haven't really wanted to face, deal with, find that way to go in and handle that stuff so that you are operating at your fullest potential, that you are the best version of you that you can be. You know, begin to work through those things so that anything you put your hands to will prosper. That's the goal, is to have those things to prosper, because that's what God wants for. He wants us to be prosperous. And prosperous doesn't just mean money. Shut up, Diane. Yeah, we gotta think. I be having minors in here. Georgia probably a kid. But it doesn't just mean money. To be prosperous means to be prosperous in health, to be prosperous in spirit, be prosperous in your thought process, just to be well off in all areas of your life. And that's the goal. Like I said, when you're clear on the inside, you are able to move more smoothly on the outside and look good doing it. You know, I imagine I'm about to look better. It's about to get gooder. It's about to get good. You know what I mean? Listen, y'all lost my vest. I had to get another badge yesterday. They put it on a little thing last night, so I'm gonna be hanging this in the car. But I still need to find out what happened to my vest. I don't know if someone stole it. He said Georgia always on my mind. Georgia. Georgia be all right. Cause she gonna have sweet dreams tonight. She gonna be like, man, I went over there and called that lady old and I got blessed. What you know about that? Anyways, I do have a Cash App. It is money sign her meekness, like in my name, but that is definitely not the most important thing over here. The most important thing is that you hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, bring a friend, because sharing is caring. I appreciate you guys, and I pray that God gives you sweet sleep tonight, that you have all the peace that you need, that you have dreams that bring great ideas to you that will add to the things that you put your hands to. I pray that your kids are covered and protected, and that they also have sweet dreams. And I ask that God places protective angels around each and every one of them. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Now let me go. I will call you shortly, Diane. Bye.